Day 23, following Alex Hormozi's advice until I make 10K MRR. That's the series title. Is it exactly what I'm doing? Not exactly. However, I have my first client and I will walk you guys through exactly how I got them today. If you watch my last video, day 22, the free work hack, I kind of explained the nuances of I'm aiming to work with someone who's like beyond the caliber of person that I have experience working with in the past. And in order to do that, like in order to jump up another level, there's a number of factors that enables you to do that. One is like personal relationship, which has to do with trust. So if they know, like, and trust you, then they'll work with you. So number one, they need to know you, they need to like you, they need to trust you. So the person, and then you can overcome that with like a cold audience if you can prove that you have experience doing the thing that you're going to do for them, having done it before. But for me, I am truthfully going into this not having grown personal brand for someone before. I mean, I've done a little bit for myself, this YouTube channel, my Instagram, different things that I've flirted with, and I've done some successful social media campaigns in the past. However, my experience is not lengthy. And so I have to build trust and reduce risk for this like higher caliber person I want to work with. And one of the ways to reduce risk is to say, hey, I'll do this for free. So then if I can jump up a level to work with this person that's up here, then that enables me to work with other people at that caliber. And once I have experience with them, then I can be like, hey, look, I have experience giving them results here. Now can I work with you? And you can kind of keep working your way up the ladder, depending on what your ideal client avatar is. So I got the yes, the go ahead to work with a wealth management and tax strategy firm that has, I don't know, I think they have like 600 million in assets under management. And they're at a bottleneck right now where the way that they've grown in the past is that their CEO basically just has a really strong, he's a very personable guy, really awesome. So his network and through referrals, that's how they've grown to where they're at. Now to grow 10% when you're at, let's say, $10 million in assets under management is $1 million, which is like the minimum that they take on a client for. So it's easy to grow 10%. But then as you continue to grow, what you need to do in order to continue growing at 10% increases exponentially. So then when you're at 500 million, in order to grow 10%, you need to do $50 million in new assets under management. So, which is like 50 times the amount of when it was at 10. And so it just continues to get harder and harder and harder, which means you need new ways of marketing and growing the business. Now, this firm hasn't, they haven't endeavored in marketing at all. They're like, it's a completely foreign field to their team. I think there's around 15 people that work for the company. And so I was asked to go to lunch with one of their employees who's a friend of mine, and he was just asking me all sorts of questions about marketing, LinkedIn, YouTube, just all the things. And I just answered all those questions, and he was like, this was super helpful, very informative. He's like, I'll take it back to Mark and chat with him, who's the CEO, who was a mentor of mine in the past. So that's where like my know, like, and trust kind of comes in, is that I have a relationship with the CEO already. But the way that this all came about was that I just provided as much value as I could off rip. And at the end of our coffee, I was like, yo, Luke, like I'll work for you guys for free. Like I'll do it for free and help you grow as best I can. And so that really got me. He was like, cool, well, I'll chat with Mark about it. And then I had a meeting with 3 other team members, Luke, Mark, and another girl. And that meeting went really well. And he was like, you know what, let's do it. Like, let's work together. And I had to know, like, I came in with a plan on what they need to do to grow their marketing. I had to overcome a lot of preconceived notions that they have about social media, about personal branding, a lot of questions that they have, but I like eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff. I'm like watching and taking notes on and thinking about how things that, say, Caleb Ralston talks about, who was the guy who did Alex Hormozi's social media and brand and helped it grow, as well as Gary Vee. I have been constantly thinking about, when I knew that I was going to be having that meeting, how can I use what he says to do for personal branding and use it for their business, so that when I got questions from Mark about how does this work, how would this work, I could overcome all of those, like you could call them objections, but just questions, just limiting beliefs that they have, and help them understand like the value of a personal brand and how that's going to work. So, and there's also my time that I spent chatting back and forth with the guy who had the custom home building and home renovation business. Really introduced me to the topic of I think endless customers is like a marketing framework for companies that I also thought through and will apply for the company's brand. So I'm gonna help with Mark's personal and the company's brand about 12 different mediums or like platforms. So YouTube, LinkedIn, website, articles for SEO, and then email articles, or emails as well. So so then I had that meeting. They're like, cool, let's do it. Shot them over basically a branding framework guide for them to go through from Caleb Ralston, and they're working on filling that out, and they met about it, and so I'm super excited. This is like a really huge opportunity for me. I'm going to be putting a lot of work and effort into it, and I'm just going to try to do every piece of it myself. I could go to people to maybe hire them for filming or this, that, or the other, and I might hire someone to come and like teach me how they do it, because it's been a while, and just pay them to teach me and to learn how to do it. But most I'm gonna do everything myself. That you would normally, as you grow an agency, would hire people to do different pieces, but in order for me to know what to look for to hire, I need to have experience doing all of it myself, and I do. I have experience editing videos, filming, managing social media, content, copyright, like all the things. I have experience doing all of it. It's just been a while, and to do it for this specific avatar, I wanted to do myself. And so if I can crush it and do a really great job with this company, he's already told me like there are a lot of wealth management firms who have yet to crack the code on how to grow their firms outside of the traditional like networking and referrals. So if I can help them increase their customers through social media, that will be a huge unlock, not just for the company I'm working for, but for me being able to then provide that service for other businesses too. So that's the current game plan. Feeling great, just cruising along. Still have the software stuff that I'm working on, but excited to just grind on helping grow this firm's customer base. And it's a risk on my end, and I reduce the risk for them as much as I can, and now I just gotta work hard. So that's the update for today, day 23. Day 22 was 12 days ago, so if you're like, what the heck is this? What are these days? I just keep the days in order, even though there's a disparity between how much time has passed. That's kind of been my past week and a half is that meeting, those conversations, and so things in business are slow sometimes, but that's okay. Just being patient, and I'm glad I haven't committed to like a bunch of small projects, different things in the meantime, so I can really put all my eggs in this basket and crush. So I'll continue to keep you guys updated, and I'll probably make a video on what the marketing game plan and strategy is, and break that down for you guys as I go through it. Show you my strategies, thoughts, how I formulate everything. That's all. Peace.